Hello guys, I'm back with another video. Today it's going to be covering the new assist changes and what is valuable with assists now, because assist meta is pretty much changing for the better as well. So they've done a lot of tweaks with assists, but I've been doing some testing and I've noted quite a few major tweaks they've done. Some in secret, some obviously noted down in the change logs, and they are pretty damn powerful now. So for a start, when it comes to the best assists now, in my opinion, the best assists now are the gargoyles. So you got Gargoyle, Ellie, and Rumi, which I don't have. Parvis, no one likes Parvis. Parvis is useless still. Lucifer is still decent, but I wouldn't put them above the gargoyles now. I'll explain everything in a bit. Why? Satan Girl still all right, but I mean, she's still whatever. There's a massive change that kind of negates the usefulness of Satan Girl and Keratin. Keratin is pretty much useless now. All right, so let's start. First of all, the reason why the gargoyles, I believe, are the best ones. So first, we got just straight up the tankiness of them. So they are extremely tanky, and that is because they main this stat as their coefficient within the code, because they are a spear user. This makes them extremely tanky, and with the new buffs to assists, they get even more tanky on top of that, which I'll demonstrate within Purple Mephistopheles in a bit. But for now, that's one of the changes, is the tankiness. Now, obviously, Lucifer's pretty tanky. I haven't got her leveled, but I know what she can do. But she's not as tanky as what the gargoyles can be. This is just a free scroll via Garg. The reason why I'm using the fire one is purely for the fire element for punishment cross. If you need lightning, Ellie would be better. If you need ice, then Rumi would be better. If you need holy, does Lucifer give holy? Yeah, if you need holy, Lucifer would be better, etc. So, all right, so first, another massive change. This is one that they did not note. We don't know if it's a bug yet or whether it's intended, but it's massive. So you'll notice I've got attack 5, attack 4, both on the here, which you wouldn't normally see. Attack 4, fire 4 and fire 3, which you wouldn't normally see. The reason why you wouldn't normally see this is because they're not meant to stack. All right, I'll demonstrate it in a minute, but what happens now is, so the buffs get sent down to this hotbar here, so your effect hotbar, and they've actually edited it within the code to treat them as separate objects. Treat every single attack buff, every single assist buff as separate objects, no matter what. So you can actually take, for example, you can be buffed twice using attack, and they will both register. They will both show up, and they will both buff your attack. As seen in my previous video, I actually used it to my advantage. I kept going in and out of dungeons to buff myself with attack 5, to buff up my staff to 200k attack to show my high invig and high medi, just to see what the max would be. Extremely OP. Also works with the elements. So, for example, if fire 4 gives 60 element, fire 3 gives 40 elements, so that's 100 element total. I've got 125 fire base. If I have the assist buff me with those, I would have an extra 100 fire. It would work. All right, time to demonstrate. Okay, so contract roll, hell difficulty. So, she's going to buff me. You're going to see first attack buff, attack 5. Second attack buff. Now, these are both worked on me, so I'm up to 168k. Fire 4. Fire 3. If we check my fire now, I am up to 225 fire. Extremely huge. Now, like I said, we don't know if this is a bug. We don't know if this is intended. It was not stated on the logs, but it is visible in the game code that they have changed it to act like individual objects to each other. So it's not like it was like an accidental misstep. They physically changed it. Will they change it back? We don't know yet. But until then, I guess use it, I suppose. Okay, so to demonstrate the defense, well, the defensive capabilities, if this guy wants to fire his thingies, I want him, he's going to teleport. Okay, nice one. Okay, so is he just okay, he's hitting now. One. Okay, so barely doing any damage, so we're gonna watch for a little bit to see what happens here. So gonna let her take a bit of damage. She's gonna start healing. She's barely taking damage. She's still taking damage, but that will get out healed eventually because I've got a 50k heal on. So when she goes below a certain threshold, she'll 50k heal. Effectively making her very hard to kill in some cases. So I believe the threshold I've set is 50% HP. So once she goes to below 50%, she will trigger that instinct to that she's like, I'm gonna die, I need to heal type shit. But they can last a decent amount of time. Come on. 50k, there you go. So she's back to full. Alright, so there you go. Probably gonna have to adjust for heal a little bit so she actually has more time to run the thingies, but give me a sec. I'm gonna adjust this to 80%. This is my build if you want to use it. So I use that, and then I use 80 power, 100 vit, 90 mind. 90 mind is needed. Vit 100 needed. I'd say power 70 or 80, somewhere around there. It affects your healing, so yeah. And then rest into dex for that physical evade. Now, why is Lucifer worse now than the gargoyles? Well, simple. Well, overall, when she is maxed, well, not maxed, but like at the same stage as this, she actually has less HP and less defense, only by slightly, but she does have less, making her less resistant. They've changed her type to soul. Well, or it's supposed to be soul. It says beast right now. You know, Cyberstep had one job, so I don't know what's happening there. And they've also debuffed her heal plus where is it? Oh, oh no, I'm on LE, that's why. Wait, what the fuck is happening here? No, wait. 50k. That's also a bug. Her heal was meant to go down to 20k. in the patch notes. That's probably going to be changed. That's meant to be going down to 20k in patch notes. It's probably, again, Cyberstep had one job, but that's meant to be down to 20k, which is less than the gargoyles, which is obviously bad. So less healing and less defensive capabilities, while having the exact same attack and basically same elements. So she's only slightly behind, but she's still a viable option. Satan Goat, the reason people use Satan Goat before is purely for attack percent. Same goes with Kiritan. The reason why those aren't as useful anymore is purely because of the fact that you can get these attack buffs to stack now, effectively nullifying what these did. So, and because they don't have much defensive capabilities in comparison, so this one's basically 4 scroll, same level as my gargoyle with same stats, only 52k to 21k there. It's pretty low, so don't want to deal with that. Gonna be honest, I don't know how. I've not played with Ariman that much, but it does look like she would have a lot of HP. I'm gonna guess she has spear as one of her things. Nope, full wand. Okay. That's unusual. So I'm gonna guess she has high thingy, just like a high Vit coefficient for some reason. Parvis, obviously, she's meant to be a free one. She's not meant to be good. And then Lady Dorima, the new one. All right, this one's important. So Lady Dorima, as an assist as a whole, she's garbage. If you wanted to roll for her, well, don't let me stop you, but she's garbage. I'll explain. So, as an assist, so assists are meant to help the player, as you know. She doesn't help the player that much. She does have a use. I'll get to her use in a minute. But as a whole, the debuffs that she has for the bosses, so like minus 40 Madston wind elements, minus 30 slash, etc., etc., it's nothing in comparison to just having that attack buff with like element buff. Well, there is element buff on here, but it's nothing in comparison to having an attack buff. So it's useless as an actual assist, like an everyday assist, but it has a use. So her one use is converting neutral to mountain and wind. This makes it so she can convert skills in a way where they'd be useful and convenient. For example, I could take my punishment cross and convert the slice to wind, making the skill wind and fire. This will count as 2 non-neutral elements. Now, if you've watched my convenient video, you'd know that 2 or more non-neutral elements means that it's going to do a fuck ton of damage to convenient bosses. So she enables easier convenient grinding, but outside of that use, she's dog shit. Anyway, I hope I've explained everything. See you guys.